We'd like to start off today's show by wishing Christian Eriksen a speedy and full recovery and sending him all of our best wishes. We're obviously here for the Euros, but yesterday's event shows just how delicate life can be no matter who you are or what you do. So we'd like to echo Gareth Southgate in England's sentiments, who said this: "We pay tribute to those who went to Christian's aid with such care to give the support he received, and our thoughts remain with Christian and his family." Yes, guys, this is Lions Den connected by EE, live every day from inside St George's Park. And you might have noticed it's a little bit quieter here today, and that's because, as you saw in yesterday's show, the players have left for the pre-match base in London before the game against Croatia. Listen, it has been a fantastic run of the show, but what we want to know from you is, where are you going to be watching the games? I know you're going to have some amazing dens in your front rooms, in your gardens. It might be a few street parties. Send your images and send your clips into the Lions Den at thefa.com, and we'll try and feature as many as possible. Now, it's been an incredible first week of Lions Den. A lot of that is down to you guys on the fan wall. So, 3 of those lucky fans have been entered into the EE Matchday prize draw, which includes 2 tickets to an England game later this year, a handset on a pay-as-you-go sim, and first up, on Tuesday, the winner was Molly, who luckily picked DCL for a bit of basketball. MJ! This is sensational. I've not seen a performance like that ever. Under pressure.
Yes!
How do you feel?
I feel great. Can't lie, I feel great.
Next up, it was Liam who smartly picked Mason Mount for a bit of golf. There we go. See, that's... Oh my gosh! What?
There we go.
Oh, that's money.
That is money.
Oh.
That's what we're talking about here.
So that's
Liam.
3 points. And then on Thursday, we had Brian, who had to rely on a buzzer beater from Marcus Rashford. I thought you said you don't get nervous.
I don't, man. I'm just concentrating. I told you. I told you.
Oi, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sink the money ball. Now, what I've got here is 3 golf balls inside this bucket hat. It's completely official. They each have an initial on them. One for Molly, one for Liam, and one for Brian. So, I shall prove it. Molly, we've got Brian, and we've got Liam here, and I'm going to pick the winner randomly at the end of the show. But before that, my man Timbsy is down in Lambeth with the Lambeth Tigers and Glen Johnson. Take it away.
Yeah. Thank you, Joshy boy. Yes, I am here in Kennington, and I'm joined by Jamal and David from the Lambeth Tigers. Boys, how are you doing?
Good, very well.
You good?
Good.
So firstly, I just want to say, obviously, we've got the kids playing behind us, community field, community team. Tell me all about Lambeth Tigers. How did it come about?
Gonna go. So initially, it was just sort of to get the kids away from sort of the gang and the street culture that surrounds the area that we come from. But it just sort of grew from strength to strength. So we had one kid that got picked up by a club, and then from there, like, loads of interest from club, and we just went from 1 team to 5 to 7 to 15. So it's just been good.
And how important is it for you know, organisations and clubs like this to exist in, you know, inner city, kind of like suburb type places?
It's massive, because it's 2 things you're going to think about. One is you're sort of steering the kids away from, you know, that, again, the gang culture. When there's sort of no provisions and there's nothing for them to do, that's where they sort of end up gearing towards that. And then the second thing is that I feel like the grassroots clubs is what sort of helps the academies, because from the grassroots is where the players come from. So if you've got good establishments, you get more players that get into that environment. So
you have links to academies as well, like a lot of the boys that you play here, you know, get picked up and everything?
Yeah.
Nice. And as you said, it's not a normal pitch. It's quite snazzy. You've got the orange, you've got the black. Yeah. So for the guys at home that maybe don't know, Jadon Sancho had a hand in redesigning this. Yeah. Firstly, thoughts, do you like it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. It's our colours. We're orange and black.
Yeah.
So to have the orange and black on a pitch is kind of unheard of. So, yeah, unique to us, and I thought Jayden done a fantastic job.
And like, how important is it for you as well to someone like Jayden Sancho, who's a big star now, England star, to give back to the community, because he grew up around here as well in Kennington, to give back and give back to the community and bring through the next generation of footballers?
It's massive, because it just sort of shows the kid, it gives the kids sort of inspiration.
Yeah.
They're seeing a player that's come from their sort of neighbourhood,
Yeah.
you know, and then he's coming back in and also supporting them to get to the level he's gone to. So it's massive.
Nice. And then also England-Croatia. Obviously, Jayden's involved today as well. Big game. Big England fans, as you can see. Oh, God. You see, they're still... Oh, almost. Big game today. Also, big game behind us as well. As you can see. England-Croatia, what are your predictions? What are your thoughts?
3-0.
England.
3-0.
I'm going with 3-0, and I'm going with Sancho goal as well.
Oh, I love that. What about you, John?
I'm going to say 2-1.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Foden and Sancho is gonna have a heavy hand in the result today.
I like that. Okay, yeah, nice. I like that though. 3-0 is real bullish. I like it. I like it. But no, I really do appreciate it, and obviously amazing work you're doing down here.
Thank you.
So appreciate it, guys. And we will also go over to our friend Glen Johnson, ex-international. Glen, how are you doing? Coming.
Yeah, I'm coming.
How you doing, mate? You
Yeah, good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good.
I'm okay.
Good.
So for you, growing up London boy as well, Dartford.
Yeah.
Firstly, before we talk about England Croatia, big game. For you, oh sorry, we'll come over a little bit. So for you, how important was growing up in an area like this and playing football grassroots level?
Yeah, it's massive, you know. Obviously, that's after school, any free time. That's all me and my mates wanted to do. So, and I think those younger days, they're the days that make you fall in love with the game.
Yeah.
You know, obviously these guys are lucky to have these sort of facilities and stuff. But you know, you give a young kid a ball and a few mates, and they're happy, right?
Yeah. And I mean, a facility like this, did you enjoy this sort of level of, because this is top spec?
Yeah.
What was it like back? I say back in your days. You're not even old.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
What was it like back in your day? Growing up.
Yeah, well, we just find any patch of grass that we could find. But after school, we'd mainly be playing in the road. The old curbsy game, and you have to wait when cars are going past and stuff. So you have to make sure your touch is on point, otherwise you're in the middle of the road. So,
yeah, sure.
But no, obviously when these sort of facilities start coming around, of course you feel like you're playing in a mini stadium.
Yeah. I love that. And growing up as well. I don't know if you ever thought you'd make it and play for England. Over 50 caps, playing 3 major international tournaments. How proud a moment was that for you? Like London boy in England, representing your country. How big a moment was that for you?
Yeah, from the minute you start kicking a ball, that's what you wanted to do. My dream was always to play for England. You're pretty sure if you ask any kid in this court now if they could play for England in today's game, the answer would be yes, right?
Yeah.
So every kid wants to do it. Obviously the numbers are hugely stacked against you, but take day by day and work as hard as you can, and then things can happen.
Yeah, amazing. And also like playing in an international tournament. What is it like? Like, what are these players? A lot of these players actually are making their first, major international tournament for England.
Yeah.
What should they expect? Like, what goes through your mind when you're experiencing something like that?
It's hard to explain, but you kind of need to try and forget that it's a major tournament, because the guys are there for a reason. They're good enough to play. They can play at that level.
Yeah.
But sometimes the pressure can get to, everyone's individual. They're all different, right? So some people can panic. Some people don't sleep the night before games.
Yeah.
Some people just take it like water off a duck's back. So it's hard. It's not the same for everybody, but the weeks leading up to the first game, you can see the excitement around the world, so that's when you realise that, this isn't just a normal game of football. You're playing in a major tournament.
Yeah, nice one. And England-Croatia, a lot has been said about starting lineup, right back. There's a lot of right backs that could play, for example. Big game, hopefully a little bit of revenge. What are your thoughts, predictions?
I'm going to go 2-1 England.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a tough game for sure.
Okay.
But like you say, I think we've got the players to do it. It's just as long as they can relax enough to perform, and hopefully they don't freeze in the first game.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of expectation. Where are you going to be watching the games? I'm guessing you hope to go to a few games as well, because obviously they're at Wembley. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't got major plans to go at the moment, but I'm obviously going to try and take the boys. But I'll watch it with friends, family.
Nice.
Have a couple of beers and chill out.
Nice. And also, I want to talk about as you said, like with these players, amazingly talented, deserve to be there. But for you, playing in like really talented teams as well, and like there's a lot of expectation that comes with that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, and how do you think these guys will deal with that as well?
Well, you know, there's always going to be expectation. When you play for top clubs in your country, there's always going to be expectations. But the players know what they're capable of doing, you know.
Yeah.
But when you get to this level, they're all good players. You know, like Croatia today, there'll be players there that, you know, some people haven't heard of because they don't play in our leagues, but they're still top players.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's when sometimes you could have what seems a bad result on paper, but it's actually not that bad because they are a good side.
Yeah.
So I think if everyone can try and take the pressure off the guys and let them go and play, then I think they could go deep in the tournament.
Okay, great. I love that. And it would be silly of me not to ask you about that right-back position as well. So right-back for England, plenty of caps there. For you, firstly, who would you pick in this first game?
I'll go for Reece James.
Reece James, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I would, yeah.
So why is that?
To be fair, I'm a big fan. To be fair, I'm obviously a fan of the others as well. I just think, for me, Wan-Bissaka is probably the best defender. Trent's probably the best going forward, but I think Reece is the best at everything.
Overall, okay.
I think he can defend very well. He's strong. He's confident. He's good on the ball. Obviously, without Trent, you lose a big, free kick asset as well, of course. But I just think all-round game, Reece is my favourite.
And there's obviously a lot of competition at that right-back spot. For you, was that something that you relished? And like is it something that those players should relish and they want that competition because it makes them feel better? Like for you, what worked for you? Did you like that competition?
Yeah, you know, there's only one right back that can play, right? So you know that this guy wants your spot, so you have to perform. And the better the competition, the higher you have to keep the bar. So I know if there's no one sort of pushing your position, you know, people could get lazy because they know they're going to start or they know they're going to play the next game or whatever anyway. So I think the competition's healthy.
Okay, great. And then last one. Quick prediction, score. I want a score line.
I'm going 2-1 England.
2-1 England, yeah?
2-1.
Who's going to score?
I'm going to go Foden and Kane.
Foden and Kane, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'll join you with that. Foden and Kane, I'm happy with that as well.
Let's hope we're both right.
That's perfect. Right, Glenn, thank you so much for joining me
worries,
here.
mate.
And yeah, over to you, Josh, back in the sun.
Timbsy, I can't believe you and Glenn let the kids run rings around you there.
What do you mean
didn't even put up a fight?
Look, so Josh is saying the kids run rings around us. We're getting on, Josh. We don't have the legs that we used to have.
I just want to say a massive congratulations to everyone and the great work they're doing down in Kennington with the Lambeth Tigers. Thanks,
For sure.
Timbsy.
Thank you, mate.
But it's not just Timbsy and Glenn that we've got. We've got the magician, Kaz Kearney, live pitch side from Wembley, right here. Hopefully we can get her onto the big screen now. Oh, God, I mean, not a bad spot to watch the game.
Hello, how are we?
I'm good. I mean, talk to me. What's the setup like? Is there a bit of a buzz going on? Are there any fans in the stadium yet?
There's like the pool boys and girls are getting already. There's a lot of media, and I was saying as I was walking in, I'm only used to coming an hour and 15 minutes before the game, so to kind of come in as a media entrance and go through all the buzz and the atmosphere from the media side is very different for me. But the crowd noise is on, that's why it's a little difficult for me to hear. But yeah, the pitch is looking immaculate. I'm very, very excited about this game. Woke up absolutely buzzing. I just hope we can bring it home.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing at Wembley today. Oh, we're back. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what you're doing today at Wembley.
Yeah, so I'm behind the goal for BBC 5 Live. So any kind of, I guess it's a bit like player cam really, where I get to see or hear anything from behind the goal, player's perspective. Maybe hear what the crowd are doing, feeling, just try and get the buzz of an atmosphere really. So I think I'm in a really, really unique position. Possibly for me the best seat in the ground. So literally I can't wait because you get to see everything eye level. I think it's the closest thing to actually playing that probably I'm going to get today. So like I said, I'm so excited. I think we're all anticipating, not worrying, but nervous to see what side he puts out, and I am anyway. I just want us to do well. I think the country needs it. I think we're all just anticipating some fantastic buzz and looking forward to it.
Kez, can you give us a little view around what's going on? If we turn the phone horizontal, we can see a little view about what's going on at Wembley, because we're here at St George's Park. It's quite calm. Over there, it
Try
doesn't
and
seem...
do it like that.
Perfect. Wow, it's going to be absolutely rocking come 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, I think it's, it's going to be interesting how the players cope with the heat. You know, it is a big factor, and especially because Croatia do dominate a little bit of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how that side of the game's managed. And but it's quite shaded at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see as the sun comes over how the players will cope with that heat, because it's going to be about 28 degrees pitch side. So, you know, I'm already sweating already. So God knows how they're going to feel.
If you turn that phone horizontal, we'll be able to get a view of the whole pitch. Exactly, perfect. But what is your match day routine? What is your usual match day prep? You've played in some huge games. What would you be doing at this time if you were playing?
Probably. Sorry, I'm turning it so I can hear you because of the crowd noise. To be honest, I'd probably be not thinking about the game. You know, you don't want to get too anxious. You don't want to get too nervous right before it. So you'd probably just be chilling, going for a coffee, just switching off really. The only time I kind of started thinking about the game was perhaps on the drive in, because like I said, you don't want to get too anxious, you don't want to waste too much energy. Like I said, it's going to be hot, there's already a big expectation, so it's just about staying cool, calm, and enjoying it. And then once you get into the stadium, that's for me when you kind of like started to switch on and think about the game.
Okay, last question. I know you're very busy. What is your prediction for the game? What can we expect to see?
Look, it's going to be tough. Like I said, Croatia, I think we're going to have a lot of the ball. I think he's going to play some counter-attacking players. I think he'll play Sterling. I think, especially against the right back of Croatia, I think, you know, he's not probably the quickest. So I think Raheem will be really good playing up against him. That's probably what I would anticipate. But I think this group's really confident. You know them, you've spoken to them in the Lions Den, so you know what they're like. They don't seem to fear anyone or anything. And, you know, I just hope we go out and express ourselves. We've got such a fantastic group. I just hope we just go and put our best foot forward and just go out with energy and just do the country proud, which I'm sure they will. They're doing it, and hopefully they inspire the nation as well, because, you know, that's what we set out to do when we used to play. So, you know, as more so than ever now, we need to have that inspiration for the nation as well, and I'm sure they're going to do it.
100%. Won't keep you too long. You've got to go enjoy the game. Have a great view from pitch side. Enjoy, and come on, the boys.
Thanks,
see you
later. Bye.
Pleasure. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bucket hat I mentioned earlier in the show, which has the names of our potential EE prize draw winners. You know what? The iPad's going. This, as you can see, this is completely official. You can hear them. Yep, I promise you. What? I'm not looking. I don't know. Is it going to be Molly? Is it going to be Liam? Is it going to be Brian? That is how official this is. That's how real this is. This is live. Okay, this is completely live. Here we go. I'm gonna stop mixing them around now, and fantastic. I can announce that Molly has won the EE Matchday prize draw. DCL and Molly teaming up. I mean, it was only right. He was sinking three-pointers, and he scored with the golden ball to win the EE Matchday prize bundle. So, Molly, you'll have 2 tickets to an England game later this year heading your way. A new handset on a pay-as-you-go sim. Fantastic work. You deserve it. Kaz is watching the game from pitch side. We're going to be watching it here, but we still want to see your setups. I know you guys are going to be going crazy, making bunting at the gardens. You're putting the TV in the windowsill. We want to see everything, so make sure you send it into lionsden@thefa.com. Listen, we're going to settle in, enjoy, and we'll see you 4 p.m. tomorrow.